I'm no friend of the realm. That's well known.
You're hearing our voices. That means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared. Friend of the realm.
We're all friends of the realm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we're back. Part 2. This is gonna be a fun one when we start naming these. So this is part 2 of Rebel Moon, Twilight Saga, Child of Fire, Part 1.
That's right.
So just to clear up any confusion there.
Yeah, I think when I actually go to schedule the episode, it'll end up being what Rebel Moon Part 1, Child of Fire,
Part 2, Part 1, then Part 2.
I love it.
It's the stuff that makes us laugh that matters.
That's right. At least they make each other laugh.
That's
favorite review.
Favorite review. At least they make each other laugh. Yeah. All right. So where are we? Where did we leave off? We left off. We got a new recruit, new team member here in Kai, our thief, our rebel scum.
Yeah.
He's doing some shady dealings with some other guy we're going to see later. We had a little bit of a saloon shootout scene. You know, he's helping. He's got a ship. They take off. We're off planet.
We're going to Millennium Falcon.
Yep. Yeah. It's like the Millennium Falcon. Oh my God. So yeah, they're off on to their next step, their next mission. And we cut to we're in the battleship, and we're got Atticus taking a little bath here and doing some space drugs. I think he's plugging.
Yeah, he's Darth Vader. In case you haven't put it together yet.
Yes.
He's the Emperor's enforcer, and I feel like all of these scenes they just rip off from Darth Vader too. Like he's like basically like in a Bacta tank, like recharging his batteries or whatever. It's basically the same movie.
Yeah, because he's also like he's not fully Android, but he's definitely Android parts to him, right? Because they plug him in later on. Like
he's got some robot parts.
Yeah, you don't need robot parts. So then some dude comes in with an update. He's like,
Cassius. They all have Roman names for some reason.
Of course, because Zack Snyder is the leader of the guy who loves the Roman Empire, right?
Yep.
So yeah, he comes with some update, and then so he's like, "Yeah, sure, sounds good." I didn't even know what the update was, because then there's this really bad CGI, like a little monster thing that's just wrapping its tentacles around Atticus. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Why?
The
news was they captured some creature that has info on where the blood axes are.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see.
I was like, oh, why are we seeing creatures? Because they have no respect for aliens or blah, blah, blah. Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
It's all wrapped in something exposition.
And alien tentacle arms. And then we get our next planet transition shot. So this is how the rest of this movie goes. I mean, I could probably just end it right now, but it's for the next hour and 40 minutes or whatever is left of this movie. It's the same thing, just repeat. So you get a planet transition shot with a new title card. So now we're on New Wodi, Frontier Homestead or whatever. Frontier Homestead on this new planet called New Wodi. So
many words.
They give you that. They give you the planet transition shot. They give you the title of the planet. And then we have a character to go save. That character shows off what cool things they can do. Rinse, repeat, next character, rinse, repeat, next character.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sums it up.
So we're probably done here, I think.
We could have done Ocean's 11. That would have been a good.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
I'll save it for part 2.
Yeah, part 2.
I'm sure it'll be the same.
So we're in some village, and on this new Wodi thing, we meet Tarek, who looks like a Matthew McConaughey, like his distant cousin or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't really listen too much here. There's a certain point in this movie where I kind of just stopped listening to things that are being said because it didn't matter.
I'll fill in some details here or there.
But basically, he owes a debt to this farmer guy here, and he's like, it's a little high, and he's like, well, how much is the debt so we can get him out, so we can take him with us? It's too much.
$300,000.
Yeah. Space credits, but they don't have that. So, but he likes gambling though. So
he likes to gamble. Yeah. And so he's like, if Tarek, Tarak, I can't remember how they pronounce it because I don't care.
Yeah.
He's like, if he can break that creature out there and ride it, then sure.
If he can,
free to go. So, if not, you're all my slaves now.
What was the so basically if he can win a pod race, I'll free the boy and the mother. But if you lose, you all stay.
But this guy's not Watto. He's not Watto at all.
No. It's not Watto at all. No. No, he's got legs. He doesn't fly around, so definitely
The planet's Wody, which sounds a little like Watto, but
Oh my god.
and Turok is from Salderon, which is like Alderaan, but different.
but totally different.
Totally different. Totally not the same.
So he's got to break the animal, or they're all getting the shackles. And then there's just this really, really, really long scene of Turok talking to, just doing Falcor bird dog whispering, basically. And he's just talking to the bird dog.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
It takes forever. And then I love how to get it going, he's like, calms the animal down. And he's like, let's show them we're more than the shackles that bind us. He takes off the shackles, immediately jumps on the bird dog thing, and then throws the reins around its beak.
Throws a shackle on it, right?
Yeah. I didn't want to spell it out for everyone, but
That's okay. The movie does.
Yeah, the movie does. I was like, "Jeez, what is going on here?" And then we're off flying.
This is when I feel like the CGI takes a bit of a turn, because so far everything looks pretty good.
Yeah,
the CGI and the flying around scene, not great, right?
Not great. No,
that's
not at
not
all.
just me.
No, there's weird moments of like the ships and stuff look fine.
Yeah,
but then like some of this stuff just looks a little shady.
The planet scenery is all good.
So much slow mo in this flying scene. Zach, stop, man.
They're just like crashing into shit all over the place.
So the bird's trying to shake him. He's like a wild horse. He's trying to break him, and he's just he loses Turok finally on like a little cliff edge if he bangs into like a cliff or whatever. And slow mo running now to go catch the bird, and Turok jumps on the back of the bird in a super super extra even more slow mo move. I'm like,
yep,
dude, enough. And he lands, and there's more slow mo flying. The whole thing is slow mo.
Yep.
And he gets back, and just like that, the debt's paid.
Like, yeah, well, all right. I guess we're square.
We're cool.
Yep.
And then the bird dog kills the owner.
Yeah. Immediately, he's like, they're like getting loaded into the ship, and Turok is like watching from afar, and the guy tries to ride her, and it goes poorly, obviously, and it kills him immediately. And Turok's like, nice.
Nice job.
And then they get on the ship. God, I hate this part so much. Then they get on the ship, and Korra looks at Kai and's like, anyone else that you know? And he's like, I might have a couple ideas. And they're like, fuck, this is going to be the rest of the movie.
This is it.
Yeah, this is like halfway.
Yeah, I think this is exactly halfway time-wise. So yeah, again, same thing. Planet transition shot. We got a title card. Dagus Cobalt mining planet. Is that what this one is? The mining planet. Dagus. So.
That's right. It's gross. This is that like industrial, like Coruscant planet.
Yeah, Coruscant meets Cloud City type of thing.
Yeah.
Scummy city everywhere, industrial shit, right? And then we meet Nemesis, who
bad for spiders.
Bad for spiders, yes.
We'll find out in a second.
Yeah, bad for human spiders. So then we meet Nemesis. She seems like she's pretty badass.
Yep.
And then we got Kai trying to sell her.
What's the job?
We're trying to save him. We're trying to save the farm. That's the mission.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of leading them down to like this basement area as they're like following, trying to convince her like, hey, join the team, join up with the squad. We just got to save this farm, Yep. And we get to the basement, and she's like, oh yeah, maybe, okay. And then we meet this spider lady. Hang
on, I got to do this thing first.
Yeah. And I love how every time we get the introduction to a new character, they all do the same thing where the characters are just standing there watching this like go down.
Instead of helping.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's like, why don't you be like, how about we'll help you with your thing so then you can come help us?
One would think. That's another way to write the same movie.
Yeah. So meet Spider Lady. She's holding a child hostage, and Nemesis is like, you gotta let the children go. And then the spider's got like this whole backstory about how like, well, you came here and you took over my space and you killed all my children. My children are alive, so I'm going to take theirs and I'll kill theirs. I was like,
the air has poisoned my body and my children can't be born anymore. So I want spider justice.
Yeah. My web of justice.
Nemesis is like, I know the pain of mothers. Mothers have pain. And the spider's like, no, I'm going to kill this kid and then every other kid until every mother is sad forever.
Boom. Justice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for explaining that.
And then fight scene. Boss battle. medium boss battle. Super, again, tons of slow-mo, chopping limbs off.
Too much slow-mo.
Just showing off the strength of our cool new character who's got laser swords.
Yep.
I wouldn't say
Gunner kind of helps out a little bit.
I wouldn't call them sabers particularly, maybe just swords. So Gunner comes
swords
over.
With lasers.
He picks up the girl and helps her out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Nemesis beats the spider lady.
Yep.
Defeats her. That's it.
Yeah. And Tarak is like, "Oh wow, like great work, amazing, you did it." She's like, "Don't celebrate this.
Yeah, this
could be any of you." Well, I'm not a spider lady, but
I'm not trying to seize kids and okay.
Yeah. But then everyone's sad.
Yep. And
down the road.
All right, next scene, space transition shot, and we're on a ship. We're back on the ship, and we get Cora and Gunnar chatting a little bit more, talking about kindness. She's like, "Oh, that was a very kind thing you did to get the kid there." We're like, "Whoa." And then we go into another exposition, slow-mo flashback. What the?
What do you? Like, I got promoted to the guard of the royal family. I was the princess's bodyguard directly, and I was like, "Wait, the princess from earlier, the exposition that we did the." Holy cow! And then we see the princess has a pet cat, and the cat brings a dead bird over.
A dog, right?
Yeah, I thought it was like a cat dog kind of thing.
Whatever. Sure, it's an animal that likes birds. Whatever. It's a bird dog.
And the princess is like named after life giver, apparently, which means something to someone. And then she brings the bird back to life miraculously. And Cora goes on about how she saw things that she couldn't explain, and this girl is special. And when she becomes queen someday, she'll bring compassion to the land, and everyone's gonna be happy. The dawn of something better. And then that's kind of the end of the scene.
Yeah, pretty much. And Gunnar goes in for the old handhold there, and she's hesitant at first, but then she's like, "Oh yeah, holding hands is nice."
Yep.
Oh boy, what planet are we on now? Planet transition shot plus title card. Moon of Pollux, the gladiator arena of something or whatever, blah, blah,
Caster,
blah.
yeah.
Caster, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
More words, who cares?
Yeah. And then the next level of this video game. Oh, now I see why he wants to make it a video game. These are all just levels. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, so we're at the Coliseum here. They find General Titus there. He's drunk, passed out in the alley. They clean him up, hosing him down. Shot from the trailer. It's just him hanging out, just hanging out. He's like, "Well, stop calling me General. Leave me alone." And she's like, "You want to join us and help save a farm and for redemption?" He's like, "Redemption?" She's like, "How about for revenge?" And she's like yelling at him. He's like, "Okay, yeah, sure, why not?" Is there booze involved? So it's then there's like a really long reaction shot of him just staring at her with his eyes and like kind of shaking, and they holding that for like a good 2 minutes.
Yep.
I'm like, all right.
Okey-dokey. Yeah, so, he like goes on about crying a bunch about how his like it's all his fault. Like he's the one that like let people get killed.
Yeah, he lost his team or whatever.
Yeah, it's dumb. But he's like, "Okay, I'm in."
You
said booze?
Yeah. Someone say booze? No one said that. Oh, I thought I heard someone say booze. Then we're back with the battleship here. And we're back at the bad guys, battleship here. And this is the guy who was caught earlier in front of the saloon with the scorpion prison thing there.
Yep.
He's like, I'll offer up some details about where some of these revolutionaries are for my freedom. And
yeah, sure.
Yeah, it sounds great. I don't think you're in any position
in writing, dog.
Yeah, you're in no position to get. I think that might be a safety tip. Actually, always get it in writing.
I think that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty confident it's pretty early on. I think 41.
41. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm looking through the book right now. There it is. Yeah. Always get it in writing.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Just get it in writing. Trust us on that one. So then he's like, "Cool, you're gonna let me free?" And this is important. Well, it's not really that important, but they're showing you. So this little prison thing, it's got like a tap into the back of your neck, and they got like basically a cattle prod thing that they stick into a little slot, and they pull the gun, and it's a spike that goes right into your spine.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like a really complicated, unnecessary weapon.
Yeah, they show this off here because it's gonna quote unquote pay off later. So he's like, I thought you were gonna let me, set me free. And of course, classic villain line, "I am setting you free," and then he kills him.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Dissect his brain. Maybe we can learn something else." And you're like, "Wait, what?"
Can you just do that from the beginning? Why do you have to talk to him? I hate this. All right, so then we're planet transition shot plus title card. So now we're on, was it Sharon, home planet of the king of something or other, King Levitica.
Yeah, I couldn't. Shaharan.
Yeah, I just called him Squid Dude, King Squid face guy.
Yeah, King Levitica.
Yeah, Squiddy face, Squidward. So
shrimp guy.
Shrimp guy, you know.
Yeah, some kind of seafood.
Yeah, mostly seafood medley, really.
Yeah.
So he's like, I see again, I kind of checked out here, but he was like, yeah, sure, whatever you need. That's all I heard. I was like, oh yeah, you can have, they're coming back soon. You can talk to them. I was like, I don't know who are we talking about now. And then a bunch of ships arrive and we meet two new characters.
The Blood Axes.
Yeah. The Blood Axes. Their brother and sister.
Yep. Devra and Derry.
Yeah. And this is some of like the worst dialogue here. I think even this movie's had some really bad dialogue, but this whole thing is just terrible.
They're so stiff.
Yeah. And the whole interaction is just and then she's like, so they're like, yeah, we got a dreadnought we got to deal with, like a battleship thing. And the lady Devra, she's like, that's impossible to defeat a dreadnought. Mm-hmm. And then it just ends with like the dude Darian getting in Gunner's face and just being like, I see. Now that may sound like a really confusing scene because it is, and it's because it is.
Yeah, and listeners, the dreadnought that they're talking about, we're going to see in a minute. Mm-hmm. Don't get carried away thinking that it's good like Star Wars, where like the giant ship is actually a giant ship.
Right.
The dreadnought in this case is actually kind of a tiny ship.
Yes. Yeah.
Like Star Destroyers, kind of the whole premise of the Star Destroyers in Star Wars is like they're like unfathomably large scale ships, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It makes sense for them to be planet destroyers. This one, not so much. You're like, oh,
this is just a big cannon.
Yeah, like a small apartment building.
Yeah, what are you going to do with this?
Yeah.
I guess the idea behind the Blood Axe is that they've got the troops of soldiers that can, that they're following them. They are the revolutionaries, right? And they have this group that can come and help. So they got an army now that they can use to defend and fight. Yeah. And so Darian's all in, and he gives this big speech to his crew there.
Well, so Corey gets him to agree to give this big speech to his crew by shaming them about the food. So to your point earlier, like, what are they feeding the entire galaxy here? Apparently, somehow, like they're like that one time they sold them some surplus.
Yeah.
Again, if it was the surplus, let's say 10,000 bushels is what they need. That means there's 2,000 bushels left over. That is not enough to feed very many people for very long.
No, not at all.
But Cora's like, look, we fooded you. Now pay it back.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. He goes on this whole rant. Look, everyone, we might die, but we have to stand with these farmers. Like, who among you is ready to die?
Because that's like, well, what's the point of being a revolution? Like, if we don't support these causes right here, like this might be a small cause, but this is the whole point of this, right?
So stupid.
And so this is also weird too. Like, so the whole crew volunteers, everyone's like, yeah, we're all in. And then there's like one woman soldier there who's like weirdly like a new character. Like, so she comes up and I was like, oh, she's just a regular soldier, but she has like a bunch of lines, and then she's like plays like a kind of a big part towards the end of the movie and is part of the crew, I think, at the end.
Yeah. I think Darian's lover. I don't
I don't know. I didn't pick up on that, but yeah, so he gives this big speech and everyone's in because movie, right? Everyone's of course will help out. So space transition shots, and we're back on the ship. We're on the Millennium Falcon. And we got Cora and Kai now have a chat with a ton of lens flare. This is another one where I just wasn't really listening to him. I think he was kind of flirting with her and being like, yeah, I'm helping out. Okay. Like,
okay.
They talk about honor or something like that a little bit, right? I actually just didn't care anymore. So I don't know. Was there anything else important in that scene?
No. Like, yeah, I don't think so.
I think it's to show him like turning from being a thief, right? Well, quote unquote, right? He's like, I kind of want to leave this lifestyle, and
he's like, what do I got? Like 12 years left until I get stabbed in a bar fight and die anyway.
Nice, that's the way to go if you're gonna go.
Yeah, that's right. We've always said that on
if you're gonna go, that's the way to go. Getting stabbed in a bar fight.
No, there's nothing else important there. It's just like a random scene of like, oh, that guy is going to be important in a minute. Give him a couple more lines.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, before we go to the next stop, I got a little drop off to make. We can unload it.
Yeah.
So then we cut back to the squid planet here, and it's just leveled. It's not looking good. Not great. We got Atticus,
Admiral Atticus,
just laying waste to the whole planet here, and he goes on about like charity and some bullshit about the name of a ship and what it means. I didn't care.
Yeah, well, so King Levitic is explaining how we've had 10,000 years of civilization that's entirely based on honor and charity.
Right.
And Atticus is like, yeah, honor's cool. Charity, though. Charity will get you. He's like, honor we get. Look, the King's Gaze is the name of the dreadnought ship. He's like, it's a ship to honor our slain father. Honor I get, but charity, awfully dumb. And then he grabs his favorite stick and bashes the fish guy's face off. Yeah,
does a little money ball right to the head there. Ba-poo.
Yep, exactly.
On base percentage is very high for him.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, slugging, I guess it'd be more of slugging. Yeah.
And then they proceed to fire space cannons at the planet for a while because it's, again, the ship is not that big. This is going to take a minute.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And then he drops the classic villain line, destroy them once and for all.
Raise this planet, then go destroy the insurgents.
Yes. And that's that. And then here we go. We're getting close to the end here, actually. So then we stop off, get no surprise here, planet transition shot plus title card. The Gondoval unregistered trade depot on Gondoval.
Yep. That's right.
All right, nailed it.
Yeah, it's where there's like an ocean. We're in ships on an ocean now.
Yeah, what was the ocean planet in Star Wars there? Where they did all the
Geonosis.
Yeah, Geonosis. Yeah.
Yep. Gondoval is Geonosis.
Right. Jeez. It's no shit. So then, okay, here we are dropping off some Kai's goods here, and he's leaning into the nice thief, and he's like, I'm looking forward to leaving this life behind. Yeah.
Unload my cargo, but don't look inside. Trust me.
Yeah. I don't want you to judge me.
Wonder how that's going to go in a second.
So then, we had so everyone's the whole crew's helping unload these boxes, these crates, right? And then we got first, there's stupid stuff in the scene that just made me annoyed. So then we got our space army crew here of rebels, and Darian's yelling from the platform to one of the guys in a ship who's like, I'm like, how he can't hear you? What are you doing?
Nope.
Why is this? What's going on here? And then we get a moment of the slow-mo walk by of the spy from the cantina when we first met Kai. And Cora's like, got a bad feeling about this.
Kaiser Sose thing. Yeah. Wait a second.
I've got a bad feeling about this. And then there's the twist. Kai
betrayed them.
Kai betrayed them, which was pretty obvious that was going to happen. So,
So our spy gives the signal, right?
Yep.
Blow up all the rebel ships.
Blow them up. Take them down. So that all the crates that they're carrying actually turn into the little snaky, not snaky,
scorpion prison
things. Yeah. And so pew pew pew, destroying all the new ships. Grab these little things, grab them pretty easily. So all of our heroes are trapped, or Magnificent Seven are captured. All of them except for Gunner. He's just
because they were like, he's not he's a farmer.
He's a farmer. And then Kai goes into a bunch of exposition about why he's doing this. Blah 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 blah.
It's not time to be a hero, and Cora's like, but why? How?
Why? Let me ask questions, because.
And Kai's like, so basically what happened was they approached me and I was like, I can round up some people. You know how much these people are worth? Look at these people. A top-notch roster of criminals here. This is my retirement.
Yeah. And then he goes to land and Atticus shows up, right? Because it's all part of the plan. Atticus shows up and then he goes into more exposition about each character individually again.
Yeah.
Talking about the general and how badass he is. Oh, Nemesis, and talking about how wanted she is and how badass she is. And Cora again. I'm like, what are we doing here? Stop talking, everyone.
Yep.
And then Kai's like,
apparently Tarak is like royalty.
Yeah, he's like a prince or something. I was like,
they reveal it, they just do even more exposition.
So much. And then Kai's like, hey Gunner, get up, you gotta do something here, you coward. You coward farmer.
Admiral is like, all of these people, I understand why they're all here except for you. Farmer boy,
why are you here, farmer boy? So then God, so Kai's like forcing Gunner to do the paralyze. He's like, let's transport them paralyzed so they don't do anything shady. So he's going to go do the paralyzed thing to Korra. And so he's got the cow prod poker thing, and he locks and loads and gets ready to do it. And he's like, classic, "I'm sorry, Korra."
And kind of at the same time is like, "I know you're in love with her." And you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. Like, what? How, when did that?
Are we watching the same movie?
Yeah. That was not really, I mean, I guess his longing looks in the longhouse, maybe, but
I guess. I don't know.
Stupid. So he breaks her loose. He's like, does something, and he breaks loose out of the scorpion thing.
Somehow. Yeah.
Turns around, and power move, though, sticks the thing into Kai's underneath his neck, and ping.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's not dead because no one actually dies in this.
I think Kai's dead.
I think he is. I think he took a spike right to the brain noggin there.
Yeah.
And then all hell breaks loose, and we just got more slow mo, pew 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 explosions, and slowly the gang is set free and
doing remarkably well.
Yeah.
For being one person against an army.
I mean, she's pretty badass, as we know, as we've heard. So
yep. And everybody kicks ass, right? She frees Nemesis. She frees Darien Blood Axe. The pilots all get to their ships, which that's not going to go well in a second.
No, because all the big ships just wipe out all those little guys' ships pretty quickly.
Yeah. After Admiral Atticus finds his stick, he's like,
"Oh boy,
ships get fucked!" Like,
so he had the big like gunner machine, not gunner the character, but the
dreadnought.
Yeah, and it's like boom, 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 like taking stuff out, and then we get the shot from the trailer with Darien. He grabs a spear, runs across the battlefield in super slow mo, runs up the thing in super slow mo, leaps, and we got the Zack Snyder leaping across a chasm slow mo shot, and he stabs the thing right through the window there, the windshield, and the guy fucking dodges it.
Yep. It's pretty funny.
I was actually LOLing, and he completely missed. The guy just dodges, and the guy pulls a gun and just smokes Darien.
Yeah. But then Darien tries again and gets him.
Yeah. Second time's is a good. So
they both kill each other. And listeners, it's as stupid as it sounds. Again, to my point earlier, like if this is like their prized ship weapon in the fleet here, like it's not going to have one pilot. It's not. Yeah. Like, think about like the Star Destroyers, like again, like going back to any other ship in Star Wars that you're trying to rip off here. Like they all have like a deck of people.
Yeah, you can't just have, and it's a big ship. It's not like you just have one. Yeah, it's a big ship, one guy running it.
No.
That's
it's one guy and there's a joystick that you can hit.
My God. Jesus Christ. So there's so much slow-mo. So he's dead. Darien's dead. And then we cut down to that woman. I think you're right. Maybe they were lovers or something. We cut down the woman and she's just super pissed. I'm like, why is she pissed? We don't know the relationship here. We have no idea.
Lovers in the night.
What is this? So she's extra pissed. It means she can shoot better. And this big ship is just crashing down into the trade depot dock here.
Slow-mo exploding.
So
Admiral
much
Atticus is big mad.
Yeah, big time mad. Bunch of slow-mo, more slow-mo, and then ship's coming down. Korra, she slow-mo runs like a side-scrolling video game, just taking things out.
Yep. And then she like slides underneath the ship as
a shot from the trailer.
Crashes and explodes.
Yeah. There's a shot from the trailer.
Gets like right next to Admiral Atticus, which makes no sense.
Yeah. And he like falls down like a slide because this whole thing is all messed up, right? And he falls down onto like this other platform. It's like almost looks like a little lighthouse type of thing, floating lighthouse. And then she's up on the top of it. So he's on this platform, and then she drops down, and we have ourselves a little boss battle.
Mm-hmm.
Trading punches, a lot of slow-mo. She gets knocked off the platform.
Yeah, doing a lot of stick stuff.
A lot of stick stuff. Yep, a lot of Babe Ruthin. And then she's, when we think she's down, she's hanging off a rope. He cuts the rope, and she's hanging on with one hand. She trips him up with the rope.
Yep, she breaks his stick.
And then breaks his arm. Does some chiropractic moves on his arm there. Just realigns his arm.
Punches him in the nuts.
Punches him in the nuts. The classic move. Breaks his stick. Yep. And then stabs him in the leg with his own stick.
Yep. You hate to see it.
Yeah. What a terrible way to go, right? Yeah. And then she does some more chiropractic work on his arm, and then she hits him in the face with his own baseball bat there. Yeah. And there's a slow-mo close-up
right
shot.
after she stabs him. She stabs him in like the gut with a stick.
Oh, yes. Again. Yeah. Yes.
So she stabs him in the leg, then stabs him in the gut with the stick, and then she bashes him. Yeah.
And I love this. So bashes him across the face, and it's a slow-mo close-up shot of his teeth rolling across the platform.
It's so frustrating.
Zach, baby, why did you think that was the cool shot? Like,
I don't know. And then she like Sparta kicks him off the platform. Like,
so I am Sparta. I am 300.
Yeah.
And that's also in slow-mo, by the way.
Yep.
Oh my God. And so, yeah, we assume that he just falls to his epic death. And then we cut to the random lady soldier who is crying over Darien, and her and Tarak there have like this long-winded conversation about dying for a cause and honoring them and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, what are we doing?
Better thing to die for. Yeah.
What are we doing right now?
I don't know. They're all just like standing around, like looking at the wreckage of the planet they just destroyed. Like they're all just like, well,
we should probably get out of here.
On to the next one.
And so they rope the platform that she's on. They pull her over, right? And I love how the general just shows up. And he's just drinking. He busts out his little flask.
Yeah.
Did you do anything? Did you help out at all?
Yeah. He's like, this is more than just a little battle. This is a blow to the mother world. Criminals, nobodies standing against the machine of war. This is the beginning of something, because there's a sequel already. And then who's the one that asked, will we still get paid?
give me.
I can't remember even who wrote that. Some guy's like, do we still get paid for this?
I love how they're giving us exposition in this movie about the sequel that's coming that we already know about.
Yeah, this seems like it's the beginning of something.
All right.
Oh, no shit.
Really? Oh my God. So then they thank the farmer boy because he actually, wasn't a coward and kind of somewhat saved
us.
Yeah.
And Tarak is like, I never trusted that guy. We're like, what? But not helpful.
Yeah. Say that. See something, say something. Like,
you just kind of zoom out and they're all standing around on the platform. It's like, well, there's our Justice League shot.
Yep. So then we get a back home transition landing shot where we're back at the home base there. And we got the whole gang here. The Magnificent Seven, they're on horseback coming back. And like, there it is. Farmer Boy's like, there's home. And Cora's finally like, yeah, you know what? It is home.
And Cora does a bunch of exposition the whole movie about her backstory. And now Titus is like, wait a second, are you really Cora? And she's like, well, no, there's no way to know. Wait, you've been telling everyone who you are the whole time. Yeah. Like,
oh my God. And then, so she's like, hey, you know what? It is nice being home. So yes, she's found her home. And they kind of ride off into the sunset. And then the camera,
like, this would have been a beautiful place to die. And Cora's like, it would.
It would be. What? You're just writing words that maybe sound good. And then the camera pulls back as they ride into the sunset back to the village. And who's hanging out in the corner?
Pops up out of nowhere.
And Jimmy with his full-on lost his brain mode. He's got like antlers on. He's got, wearing some cape or something. Like Jimmy's
he's like holding a spear.
What's Jimmy been up to?
I don't know. I really hope they give us 20 minutes of that in the next movie.
I hope so. Like the moment he shot the general and just ran away. Like what was that trip all about? He did some acid, went out to the fields and got one with nature. Did some WD-40 and got real high and got, one with the world. Oh my God. So then we're Jimmy, you sneaky bastard. So then
listeners, in case you hoped the movie was over, it's not.
It's not. So then we're back at the trade depot here, and we're coming in down on the ocean, the beach here, and we have a ship that finds Atticus Noble there.
Yep.
And they pick him up, and then they bring him back. And they plug him into some glowy tubes, right? They dunk him in a back to tank.
They're like, this guy's definitely dead. And like, no, maybe.
Nah, we got him. Plug him in.
Don't bother stabilizing him. It's like the most Darth Vader thing of all time. They're
God, absolutely.
Just plug him in. Who cares? Like,
let's get a Neuralink running here.
Yeah.
And then they drop him inside like this little womb bubble thing that we saw from the trailer. That's what this was.
Yeah. It's confusing.
And then he's like sent to like some communication dream world type.
They're like, send him right now. And then it like all of a sudden he's like on some planet.
Yeah, and it's like he's not physically there, but he, it's like a communication tool.
Right. But it does seem like he's physically there, like because like the guy kind of like hurts him a little bit.
Yeah, and he falls through like ice and like then.
Right.
It's like
I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah, it's in like an overly complicated like Zoom, basically.
Yeah.
Why would we make this? Why would we make this so complicated?
Yeah, but it's very much a Palpatine like situation. Like,
yeah.
The character design is just like that. Like, it's all
it's the same. It's literally the same thing. So yeah, he's there. And we meet our big bad here, Belisarius or whatever, and more character exposition about how badass Cora is and the general. He's like, oh, you think this is going to go away? She's got the general. You think that's going to blah, blah, blah. And like more exposition about how badass both of them are.
Wait a second. You're telling me this is good news? My daughter has appeared, the most ruthless fighter in the whole known universe. And she has joined up with these rebels who are going to come fight us. And they also found General Titus, the guy who fucking did all kinds of general stuff. Just tell me how this is good news.
Oh my God.
It's like very sarcasm. It's funny.
Yeah. And basically, he sets the mission for part 2. Find my daughter because I want to crucify her in public, for all she's done. Kill the Resurgency, and he taps the ice. I guess they're on an ice planet, so I don't know where they are. Ice Zoom. Awesome. He taps the ice with his cane because everyone's got cool canes, and Atticus just drops through and back into the real world where the womb of water Zoom just explodes and he falls, and they bring him back to life.
Yep. Well, they're like, did he make it back? And they're like, well, no, we've got no heartbeat or brain function. They're like, hit him with everything. Like, wait, what? What does that mean? So like, they just like, I don't know, they like electrocute him, and he just like comes back to life screaming. Like, the end.
And the final title card, by the way.
No.
If you haven't gotten enough exposition about there's being a second movie within this movie, the last title card is End Part 1.
End Part 1. God, I hate it. No.
I just don't get how this. God damn it! Like, holy shit. Okay. All right. So do you want?
In retrospect,
yeah.
I think it is kind of funny how bad it was.
It is. Right? Yeah. It is funny at how bad it is. How
would we improve this?
You get one slow-mo shot. Zack Snyder, these are my notes. You get one slow-mo shot in the entire runtime. Just one. And that doesn't mean you make the entire movie a slow-mo shot. You get one scene for like 2 minutes at most. I'll give you 2 minutes of slow-mo. Yes. 2 minutes of slow-mo time out of the 2 hour and 15 minute runtime. That's number one.
Because he would do the whole thing.
Yes, he would just put the whole movie in slow-mo. Let's see what else. Let's exposition. Let's have a little lore that we can discover on our own, and put that within the world. You don't have to have these moments of long exposition about telling us everything. We don't need it.
Yep.
Don't need it. We can kind of surmise and put things together. We can put together as an evil empire. We can put together as a rebel thing here based on their actions, what they're doing. Like don't need to tell us all that stuff.
Write some originality into it. Come up with your own story.
Yes.
One that's different than this.
One that's different than saving the farm. Literally saving the farm. Characters need a little more depth. Yeah, because they're pretty. Like I think you nailed it too. You could have had Tarak there when he at the end he's like, I didn't really trust that guy. Well, how about you show that? How about you have them interact and then have that tension build? So you think that, then have Kai do something that would make you think he's actually a good guy and make him, prove him wrong. And then at the end that pays off where he's like,
that's all in the extended cut, Russ.
Oh fuck. How long?
Don't forget, this movie's going to be another hour longer, probably.
How much longer do you think he'll make it? Oh my god!
I bet it's going to be 3.5.
I take that. I think that's about right. 3.5.
Yeah, there's an hour and 15 minutes of all the interesting parts of the movie that they cut.
God damn it! Like,
I'm assuming.
Zack Snyder, you gotta just stop. Just stop.
Yeah, brevity is the soul of wit.
What else is there?
I think give me more about the villains a little bit more. I hope they do that in part 2, but I don't know. Atticus is like a cool Darth Vader. I always want more Darth Vader.
It's true. Yeah.
Give me more Darth Vader. Show me some of the ruthlessness. Sure, he hit the farmer with the stick
a few times. Yeah.
It's not cutting it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If this guy's really that ruthless, show me actual cruelty.
Yeah. Extended cut, you'll get actual cruelty.
Yeah. Slaughter the younglings. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess have all your fight moments mean something. I don't know. Like also like the gathering of the team just felt so copy paste and just swapping another character, right?
Very
Like,
paint by numbers.
Yeah.
And like to your point earlier, none of them had any interactions with anyone either. Like it was really
No.
like Korra just being like, "All right, who's our next person?"
Yeah, right. Let's go see what they can do. Okay, cool. They survived. You want to be on our team?
Yeah, like we don't see any of them getting along at any point. Like,
yeah, they're missing that that heart or the connection, like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like just
exactly.
You can write a little heart between the characters themselves and have that be.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's for part 2. Maybe it's in the missing hour.
No, I don't think it is. I think all it is in the missing hour is just more slow-mo shit.
I mean, definitely.
And cut all the exposition, all the flashback exposition. Cut that.
Give me more Anthony Hopkins. Give me more Jimmy the Robot.
Yeah, what's Jimmy doing? Let's get into Jimmy's brain. You know, like.
Yeah, that seemed like the most interesting part. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. Like robots that used to be like amazing fighters that all like swore off violence because like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. The robots have a cool backstory.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's explore that.
Show me that.
Yep. Actually, just show me that. I don't want to see anything else.
Yeah, give me the robots.
Well, I think that's a lot. That's a good notes. ITMT notes for you, Zach. So hope you're listening.
Yeah, we can fix this
We
together.
can fix this together. Yes. We just need
Call us, Zach.
Yeah. We'll give you the re-edited version. You're going to do the extended version. We'll do the
Shrunken.
Yes, we'll do the shrunken version.
I could do this movie in 20 minutes.
We can. We'll do the tolerable cut. That's what our
Yeah, the watchable cut.
the watchable cut. Just send it along. Send us the those files. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
I think we're
Wrap
done
it
here.
up.
Let's wrap this thing up.
Till the sequel comes out.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with a new movie. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram. It's this meets that. For ITMT Pod on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe wherever you're listening and share with friends.
Yeah, or share with your enemies and write a review specifically directed at people you don't like. That's fine too.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want. 5 stars would be nice. Appreciated.
Yep.
Any words I think help the algorithm. It doesn't really matter what they say.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Right, whatever. Have ChatGPT do it. We always say that.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're got ChatGPT queued up, you can write an email with ChatGPT to us and send it.
Yeah.
It's this means that at gmail.com. We'll read it in Trailer Trash next week. Or go to the website. If you're tired of listening to me talk about going to the website, just do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Just get out there. Just get out there and do it. Oh,
Thank
you should
you,
look.
baby.
Yeah, keep an eye out for like maybe the extended cut of this episode. We'll have an extended cut. The ITMT extended.
No one wants that.
No.
Yeah, listeners, the thing that you get is actually there's like another 4 or 5 hours that Russ has to cut.
Yes. I don't like extended cuts.
Yeah, every time.
Do it right the first time.
But yeah, so all the other episodes, they're shorter than a Zack Snyder movie, I promise. You can find those. You can find information about Russ's book, Host. Go buy that. You get T-shirts now. It's This Meets That. T-shirts, all kinds of art, cool stuff. ITM-tron, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's thismeetsthat.com.